Oh, what is the Upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 188 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are going way back into the past. We're going back, way back into the Pokemon time capsule, I guess, and we are talking about Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red today, since it just recently dropped on the Switch. You can pick up a nice copy of Fire Red Leaf Green for $30 Canadian, which I know it's caused a bit of controversy. People want it for free. They wanted it to go on to the Game Boy Advance library, and you can play it there. That would be awesome, but come on, y'all. It's Nintendo. There's money to be made here. So, yeah, I think $30 all in all, not that bad. You want to try and grab a copy of Pokemon Leaf Green, Fire Red, physical version, you're going to be paying over maybe $200 to get a copy of that, depending if you want it in the box or not. So, yeah, I was pretty happy to pay $30 to have it on the go, on my Switch, wherever I am. I mean, I think it was a pretty worthy price. I mean, yes, of course I want it for free as well, and yes, it should have absolutely been released on the Game Boy Advanced online library, but here we are, y'all. It's not working out like that, but I suckered in. I got suckered into it. My homie Billy was playing it, and I was like, damn, dude, I want to get back into that. I was playing Pokemon Sun recently, and it just wasn't hitting, dog. It just wasn't hitting. I don't know what it was, just the theming of that game, the Pokemon in there, just wasn't hitting it for me. I did put in a lot of time into it, like replaying it, but just wasn't the same. And then I started playing Pokemon Leaf Green again, and immediately I was sucked in, freaking addicted, couldn't stop catching Pokemon, training up my team, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what the heck is going on? Why is this game still so freaking awesome? So we're going to be taking a look at the Pokemon in this game. Like, why is this one so much, I don't know, why did I like this one so much better than the more recent Pokemons and stuff? Even though those ones aren't all that recent, but still, more modern Pokemons just haven't lived up to what I feel like Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver have done. I just don't think they've been able to top those two games, and I'm going to explore that. So I'm going to take a look at my adventure. We're going to do a retrospective on this game, and just we're just to be talking about Pokemon today. I love Pokemon. Been a Pokemon nerd my whole life, pretty much. I've been collecting Pokemon cards since it's one of my earlier memories is getting a Charmander from my sister. And she actually gave a Charmeleon to my friend, and I remember being very jealous and very upset. But regardless, I still have my original 151 Pokemon cards. I have a Charizard, currently getting it graded right now, so that's cool. Hopefully it's worth enough that I can retire, and I never have to work again. That'd be really key. Anyway, before we get into the Pokemon talk, let me discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to. What games are you diving into right now? What's a good spring game out there? I find, a game I want to play this spring is Okami. I want to replay that game. It's gorgeous. It just screams spring with the blooming flowers and just bringing the beauty back to that world. I think spring would be awesome. So what other kind of spring games are out there? For some reason, I get an itching for Legend of Zelda in spring. I don't know why, I just do. But during the dark, dreary times of like January, February, I've been getting into Dark Souls games, replayed Bloodborne, got into Dark Souls 2, like, oh man. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what I've been up to. Let's start with a movie. Kicked off with another movie this week, and what a surprise. Code 3, Come On Down, new movie on Netflix, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. My wife threw this movie on. She heard it was good, threw it on, and pretty much immediately I was in. It's just about, the whole movie is about a 24-hour shift following a EMS worker and what he went through. It's based on a true story, so it's already got me there. It's real life shit, and man, this movie nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, man. Like I haven't worked EMS. My wife works in healthcare, so I don't know. This movie made me cry like 3 different times, man. I don't know what was going on. I was very emotional during this movie. Just Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy job it is to be an EMS worker. If you want an insight, this movie does a phenomenal job at what just a singular day could look like. I couldn't imagine, like, the dude in the movie, he's been doing it for like 18 years. So I can only imagine, me personally, I've been doing my job for 10 years. I am burnt the fuck out, and I don't want to imagine doing my job for another 8 more years, because that just makes me upset. And, yeah, so that movie was excellent. I really enjoyed it. Caught me off guard for sure. Made me cry a few times. And yeah, just a delightful movie. The acting was excellent. I think it's Bill Hader that was in this movie, but man, absolutely awesome. He crushed that role. Really enjoyed this movie, man. 8 out of 10. Highly recommended on Netflix. Check it out, Code 3. Really fucking top-notch movie right there. That's actually that's my favorite movie of the year that I've watched so far. New movie, anyway. I watched Lord of the Rings earlier this year, and those were awesome. Anyway, what else have I been up to? Okay, Survivor 20 goes down as arguably the greatest season of Survivor that I've ever watched. I've watched almost all of them now, where I don't know, I'm missing maybe like 10 to 12 seasons that I haven't seen. And yeah, season 20, holy shit, that lived up to the hype. That really did. 10-year anniversary, 20th season, and they brought back all the All-Stars, man. It was heroes versus villains, maybe the best theme for a season ever. Some of the heroes, some of the villains were on the wrong team, I feel like. Some heroes were more villain-like, and some villains were more hero-like, like Boston Rob. He should have been on the hero squad. James should have been on the villain squad. But anyway, awesome season. I predicted the winner right off the bat, Sandra. I knew she was going to win. I remembered her talking about this season in a future season that I watched, so I remember her winning this one, so that wasn't not really big ups for me or anything. I just knew she was going to win, and she did. But so many amazing moments. Russell, Randy, freaking Boston Rob, The Blind Sides, James, Parvati, I mean, Sandra. There was so much good drama, blind sides, injuries, yeah, dude, it was a great season, having everybody, like, top-notch players in there, like all people that like knew what they were doing, and yeah, it was a delightful season. Plus, they brought back all the favorite challenges from the previous 20 seasons, so you're just getting the best of the best of the best, and it absolutely lived up to the hype. 9.5 out of 10 for season 20 for Survivor, and of course, we dived into Survivor 21. A cool theme on this one as well. I noticed it right off the bat. What the hell's going on? Why is there so many old people? I was like, there's like a whole shitload of old people, and that's because they're doing old people versus young people. Oh yes, so that's pretty cool. We're already at the point where they've switched up the teams. They're no longer old versus young. They're all mixed up again. But it started out that way, and it went exactly the way I kind of expected it to do. The young people started dominating the game. The old people started getting taken out, and then so they had to adjust the teams to make it a little bit more even. But a cool theme, it's difficult to get into this one because there are so many old people, and it's hard to cheer for them unless they're guys like, what was his name, Bob, who was just fucking phenomenal. What a guy. But I don't know, seems like it's going good so far. Some decent characters. There's this one guy called Fabio. He seems he's very dumb, very, very airheaded, but he's probably the most enjoyable character on the show so far this season. So there we go, diving into season 21 of Survivor. I'm getting scared because we're starting to run out. We do have like the newest seasons to get into as well. But yeah, like I said, we only got 10 or 12 left. So that's not going to take that long to get through. Let's talk video games. All right, my biggest video game of this week by far is Dark Souls 2. I have absolutely been taking this game down, boss after boss after boss. Can't wait to do an episode on this one. This is a game I've been meaning to play for a very long time, and just, there's a lot of story behind Dark Souls 2. So there's going to be a meaty episode of Dark Souls 2 where I discuss how I feel about the game, because it's the dark horse of the whole entire FromSoft library. And people hate this game, people love this game, so I want to talk about, why people hate this game. I'm at the point now where I completely understand. I'm deep enough into the game. I'm like 25 hours in, and I understand the mechanics that people don't like. And yeah, I have a lot to say about this game, so I can't wait to get through it. And actually, I I'm really enjoying myself as well, so I really don't want this experience to end. I feel like I'm halfway through the guide now, so 30 more parts, so I feel like there's a lot of DLC I gotta take down as well. I don't know if I'm gonna take down all the DLC. I'm gonna try, see how it goes. I heard some bad things about the DLC, but I also know that like some of the best bosses are hidden behind the DLC, so kind of want to at least check it out and see how it goes. But so far so good with Dark Souls 2, man. Like, had a couple of walls where I thought maybe I wouldn't make it through, but I battled through, got through some of those difficulty spikes, and I'm moving very well through the game. I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, I'm homebound on that game right there. So having a really good time with Dark Souls 2, and we're going to be doing an episode on that one for sure. Stepped into a new game this week, a new multiplayer game, been around for a long time, I've just never played it, and that is Chivalry 2. Tried out Chivalry 2 with the homies, Luke and Jetty, and I actually liked it. That was a fun time. It's a little bit samey. Like, it kind of just feels like... now, I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance yet, but that's what for some reason, it reminds me of that, even though I haven't played it. But I guess the closest thing I can call to it feels like you're playing no, not Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls. First person, medieval combat. It's pretty cool, man. Like, it's 30 versus 30 or something like that. Just big epic wars. Literally reminds me of, I told this story before on this podcast, but when I was in, like, grade 4, all the boys, we would, like, play super, like, battles and stuff. We would make these epic battles, and we would, fake swords and all this shit, making the sounds, and I got gold armor, and like, we used to do these epic battles, just like in Chivalry, out on the playground back in the day, and this just kind of reminds me of that, but in video game form, and like, man, I grew up just a little bit too early, I think, with video games. Some of these experiences, if I had that as a kid, like, playing a game like Chivalry, like, when you're a young teenager or something like that, it's got to be amazing. So, I'm a little late to the party on Chivalry, but I had a good time, man. Like, a couple of problems, like for some reason I wasn't able to change my class without freezing the game every time, so that was kind of unfortunate. So I was just kind of stuck playing with the class that the game was giving me, but got some good kills out there, some decapitations. Homie Luke lost both of his freaking arms, and he was running out there like the Black Knight from Holy Grail out there. It's freaking hilarious. But like I said, it can get a little samey. You're just kind of swinging swords and stepping forward, stepping back, stepping forward, stepping back, dodging swords, and so on and so forth. And it's fun. I enjoyed it. I would play that game again for sure, and maybe we will someday. And other than that, I've been playing some Gears of War 3 with the homie Jesse. Really enjoying Gears of War, just on a Gears of War kick right now, replaying those games. We're already on the third game, and just slaughtering that, just got a big chunk of that game taken down. So I think I'm going to do a Gears of War 2 and 3 episode, just combine them together, and we'll just do a little retrospective on, I don't know, I feel like Gears of War 2, especially 3, don't get the love. I feel like Gears of War 2 especially deserves the extra love. Gears of War 3, we'll talk about that when we get there. I haven't gotten through that game yet, but I can already feel the steam kind of coming off the franchise by the third game, where you're like, all right, we're not really, we peaked early in Gears of War with Gears of War 1 and 2, and then, I don't know, the franchise just kind of goes downhill a little bit from there, from what I can recall. Now, I've only played Gears of War 3 once. This is going to be my second time, third time playing it, I think, overall. So, I'm a little bit hazy on 3, 4, 5, and onward, but other than that, I love Gears of War 1 and 2. So, I want to do an episode on 2, and we'll throw 3 in there as well, because why not? And that's all I've been playing. That's all I've been up to. So there we go, everybody. Let me know what movies, TV shows, and video games y'all have been playing. Hit me with some recommendations for movies, TV shows, and video games, of course. I mean, video games definitely going to take me a lot longer to get to than a movie. Even movies can take me some time. Ask the homie Luke how long it took me to watch... what's that movie? Together. It took me like 3-4 weeks to finally watch that movie. I gotta be in the movie mood, and right now I might be in a movie mood, so maybe some more movies, some recommendations would be awesome. Just let me know where they're streaming, then I can find them easily. I think I said that Code 3 was on Netflix, so new movie there, so absolutely check it out. It was so good. I was so surprised with that movie. I did not see that coming. So there we go, everybody. Let's get into the Pokemon nerdy talk right now. We got Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red. Oh, that battle theme is absolutely all time. We'll talk about the music in a little bit here, but and I think that is definitely one of the running reasons why this game is still so friggin' awesome is the music. I guess I'll just talk about the music now. There's not a lot to say other than the fact that it is just super iconic and so catchy. So many catchy themes in this game. You got the hospital theme, you got the bicycle theme, the battle theme, of course, and the Elite Four and the gym battle trainers. Those have different music as well. They're freaking phenomenal. All the routes, like Route 1, dog, come on. Who's getting down and dirty with Route 1 music and Route fucking 15? Come on, Route 15. And man, what other music is there? Just so many iconic themes. The 8-bit music. I know it can be a little bit ear bleedy for some people, I imagine, nowadays, but for me, it's still just... That's where music was the most catchy. Like, again, this is another game that is just, like, ingrained in my brain, and I can just sit there and hum the Poke Center theme, dun 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 dun, and you could just do the routes, you could do the bicycle theme. Like, I just hum these songs still in my weekly life. They're just a big part of me. Like, I really wish I knew how many hours I put into these games back in the day. Now, admittedly, Pokemon, the original Pokemon Red and Blue, I believe, was it Red and Blue? Some people say there was a green version back then. I don't remember a green version. I remember personally Red, Yellow, and Blue. So me personally, I had the Red version growing up as a kid, and I will admit I didn't love the original Pokemon Red version because even back then on the Game Boy Color, it wasn't a very graphically impressive looking game. The sprites were pretty mediocre looking, and the fact that there wasn't any, I don't think there were colors in the original Pokemon game. I can't remember anymore. It's been ages since I played the original Pokemon, like on a Game Boy Color. I don't have my Game Boy Color anymore or any of those games. I probably sold them off. And the Great Purge of 2006, which... oh, I hate that. I hate that garage sale, that epic purge where I sold like 85% of my video game collection, and I still kick my ass for it today for doing that, and I still haven't been able to recoup all the stuff that I sold. Probably never will. Regardless, back in the day, I got stuck on the rock tunnel where you need Flash. Didn't know where Flash was, and I'm going through this tunnel in pitch black, have no idea where I'm going, getting into these random battles constantly, and yeah, it was frustrating. I didn't like obviously I liked it, but I didn't love it. I didn't start loving the Pokemon games till I got my hands on Pokemon Gold. You can go back, I believe it is episode 11, possibly episode 12, where I talk about Pokemon Gold and Silver, the original ones back in the day. And yeah, that's a fun episode. You can go back and listen to any of the episodes. They age like a fine wine, if you will. They're not of up-to-date topics. You can literally listen to any episode anytime. It's just about me talking about a video game that I love, or maybe sometimes I don't love them. But most of the time, I'm just here to talk about games that I love. I love video games, and that's what I'm here to do. But wasn't the biggest fan of Pokemon Red back then. Never finished it. Never got all that far. Like I said, I only got to the Rock Tunnel, which is pretty early game, man. I did not get very far. Didn't have internet back then. Didn't have a guidebook. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. So yeah, I just dropped the game and moved on to the next one. And I didn't get back into Pokemon until Gold came out. So that's when it really hit me. The graphics were so much better. You got color. You got it's just the best game. It's just the best freaking game. So yeah, you can hear me talk about that in episode 11 and or 12. I wouldn't say and or episode 11 or 12. I don't know what episode it is. But this game, Fire Red and Leaf Green, originally released on, I have the date here. Hold on. Originally released January 29th, 2004, so very early into 2004, we get our hands on the remastered, remake versions of Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. I don't really know much about Yellow other than you got the Pikachu following you and so on. I guess that's what you get, the Pikachu. But yeah, got stuck back in the day and couldn't get through the original game. So I played Fire Red, Leaf Green way back. I don't know exactly what year I would have played that in, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I tracked down a copy of that myself, and it was expensive back then too. Like, it wasn't, Pokemon's never been cheap. Pokemon's not a cheap hobby to get into. You know, anyone that collects the cards could tell you that. I used to collect the cards. My dad can tell you all about how expensive it was, because I wasn't buying the cards back then. Anyway, It's expensive. Like I've said, if you want to try and track down like a loose cart of Pokemon Leaf Green to play on your DS, your Game Boy Advance, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. It would be much simpler if you just had a Switch. Pay the $20, $30 and get it on your Switch. That's the most efficient way that you can get this game now. They're very expensive. I imagine the price may have gone down now that they have this digital version available to people. Hopefully that made the prices go down a little bit. But yeah, Pokemon games, like even the ones on the DS, I have gone to my local game shop and I've seen them well over $100, $130, $140. I'm like, what the hell is that about? It's a Pokemon game. Like, they're plentiful. It's not like it's hard to find necessarily, but maybe they are harder to find than I think. Like, I kept all my Pokemon games for the most part, the DS ones, the 3DS ones. I still own all those. So, couldn't tell you, haven't gone tracking down those games, but this game's old, man. This game is old, 2004, so 2014 would be 10 years, 2020, 24, 20, 22 years or something this game is, 22, 23 years old. That's an adult. This game is an adult now. It was just a little baby back in 2004, but now it's legendary, honestly. It's one of the, I don't know if I would call it the best remake of all time, but it's definitely one of the most sought after, one of the most asked for remakes back in the day for sure, and we finally got it, and it just got another port, so now we got it on more modern consoles, which is fantastic. Let me know if you got it. Did you get a copy of Pokemon Leaf Green Fire Red for your Switch, and what version did you get? Me, I picked Leaf Green because I had Fire Red growing up, so I wanted to try Leaf Green, see if there were any differences. Very, very minor differences. Yes, you get some different Pokemon in each version, some exclusive Pokemon that you can only catch in that version, and I've talked about that before, how I feel about the Pokemon games getting split up like that. It is absolute garbage. It's just a money grab. It's how, worked on my parents. My sister and I, we both had to get our own copies, so she would get one color, I'd get the other color, and Nintendo's sitting there laughing like, ha ha ha, we got you to buy 2 copies, and yeah, I know people that every time the Pokemon game comes out, they buy both copies of it, which I think is absolutely insane. Not me. I generally will wait for that 3rd edition to come out, the Platinums, the whatever, the Crystals, I'll wait for that version to come out, then I get both in one version, and then that's usually how I go with it. But, yeah, this game is old. It came out a long time ago, and for some reason, it still grabbed me like no tomorrow. I couldn't put this game down. Like, I remember, what game did I come off of? I might have come off of Tropical Freeze, and I was feeling a little bit of that, that, I'm not going to call it gamer depression, but when you finish a really good game, and you don't have, like, the next game planned out, and you kind of don't know what you're doing with yourself, and come off of a really great game, and you're just like, oh, how am I going to top that? Like, what's next? What are we going to do? And Pokemon was the answer. I was just like, let's go back, let's play something that I played before. And man, did it ever hit the nostalgia button for me. This was an awesome time. So you start your adventure in Pokemon like you generally always do. You create your little character. You decide if you're a boy or a girl. There's still no, like, customization options. The options are trash. In this version, you literally only get to pick if you're a boy or a girl. And I'm surprised that's even an option at this point. But, you can pick your character, and then you get to pick your Pokemon. So I'll ask the question, what's your favorite starter out of the original 3, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle? My favorite one is Charmander. I'm a Charizard kid. I grew up on Red. I grew up with the Charizard card. My first Pokemon card was Charmander. So yeah, I have a special place in my heart for Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Those are my boys. But on this particular playthrough, I chose Squirtle. So I went down the Blastoise route, Wartortle, whatever. And I wanted to build a more defensive, special defense team. And not necessarily pure power, because that's generally what I go for, is just pure power. Let's just, flamethrowers and so on and so forth. But yeah, this time around I wanted to play a little more defensive, and that's what I did. So kind of based my team off of my first choice. And Blastoise, kind of more of a defensive character. He's a turtle, so he's got a shell, so he's got good defense, good special defense. They're all good Pokemon. You can't go wrong with any of them. I mean, you can go wrong. Honestly, you can go wrong picking Charmander off the hop, because that would make the game the most difficult out of the beginning. Because then you got Brock, who your Charmander's not going to do a lot of, and then after that you got Misty, and that's a water Pokemon. Water is weak to fire. No, that's not what I said. Fire is weak to water. That's what I meant. There we go. Idiot. Okay, so yes, you can. It's it can make the game a little bit harder off the bat if you do pick Charmander. So if you happen to be new to the game, this could be a little bit of a guide for you here. If you want it to be really easy, go with the Bulbasaur. The Bulbasaur will make it extremely easy to get through those first two gyms. You got grass weakness. Oh yeah, you'll fuck up Misty and Brock, no problem with those ones. But I chose Squirtle. Squirtle's also a really good option. It doesn't really work that well against Misty because water versus water kind of nullifies itself there, but you'll destroy Brock, no problem. And I really like Squirtle, man. Squirtle, you got the sunglasses wearing Squirtles from the anime that I absolutely love. Messing around with Officer Jenny or whatever her name is. It's fucking hilarious. So I like them. I like a lot of these Pokemon. Admittedly, looking back at the original 151, pretty plain, right? You got a fucking rat, you got a butterfly, you got a moth, you got a fish, you got a fish, you got another fish, you got a big fish, and then it turns into a big fish with a horn, and then you got that other fish that turns into that giant Gyarados motherfucker. Gyarados might be the coolest Pokemon of the original 151. I think I'm safe to say that. Mewtwo's pretty freaking cool. Zapdos pretty cool. Jolteon's pretty cool. There's a lot of great Pokemon. I'll be talking about my team and some of my other favorite Pokemon while I go through this as well. And I'm going to go through my adventure, of course. But what are you doing in this game? Well, it's a 2D top-down kind of RPG. If you played one Pokemon game, you kind of played them all. They all kind of feel the same with slight differences, and especially the theming. This one's just the original, what is it, Kanto? Or I don't remember the name. I don't know, but it's the original 151. And you get your Pokemon, pick your first Pokemon, then you go out into the wild, and you can start catching all the wild Pokemon up to your heart's content. So you can catch, you go out, you get Pokeballs, you go out there, you weaken the Pokemon, you catch them with the Pokeball, you can name them. I love naming my Pokemon. That's kind of what gets me really attached to my Pokemon game, is that I start giving them all nicknames. I gave every Pokemon that I caught in this game a frickin' nickname. Even if I knew I was never going to use them, I still gave them a nickname. Some nicknames were good, some nicknames were bad. My personal favorite nickname that I made in this game was calling Magmar Uranus, and they wouldn't let me call him Uranus. I was like, no way. They took Uranus out, so you can't call them swear words, you can't call them bad names, because the game will just X that out, and it'll just be the original name. So my Magmar's called Magmar, and I'm pretty pissed off, because Uranus is a friggin' awesome name for that butthead. Anyway, so you can name your Pokemon, you go out and catch them. The whole goal of this game is to become the very best. You got to be the very best trainer, so you got to catch the most Pokemon, train your Pokemon to become the strongest, and then you take down all 8 gym leaders to go battle the Elite Four and become the Pokemon World Champion. That is the goal, baby. So you got to travel. You're traveling from your hometown. You're traveling all across the nation, or the wherever the hell you are. You're traveling all across this map, and you're going from town to town, taking down each gym leader that is there. You move on to the next town, catching Pokemon along the way, battling other trainers along the way, getting stronger, increasing your Pokemon's levels. They're learning new moves while you level them up, and yes, it's still a thing. The John Cena effect. Your Pokemon can only learn 4 moves, which is, I don't know why. Is that a limitation basis thing that the game could only manage 4 moves? Like, now we're at the point now where these games are being released on Switch 2 and they're still only able to maneuver like 4 moves. Like, what's going on with that? I can understand it being a technological limitation thing for some of the earlier Pokemon games, but what's the excuse for the newer ones now? Like, why can't I have 5 moves? Why can't I have 6 moves? Why can't I have more moves? Like, my Pokemon is able to learn anywhere between 15 and 20 moves or so. Why can I only use frickin' 4 of them? It sucks. And I wish you can, like, relearn them easier, and, like, oh, I got this particular gym leader that I'm going up to. Maybe I want to have a sand attack, or I want to have a growl, or I want to have one of those moves that decreases defense and increases my attack, or something like that. Or I want to go in just all power, or I want to go in all defense. Like, I wish you had a little bit more variety there instead of getting locked in to the same 4 moves and, yeah, you get to learn some new ones along the way. You get TMs and HMs, which allow you to learn new moves. And in this Pokemon, some other Pokemon are different, but you can only use your TMs once. In this game, some of the other games, you're allowed to use them as many times as you wish. So you got to be a little peculiar with your TMs. You got to make sure you're going to teach it to the right Pokemon, a Pokemon you plan on using for a long time, and don't waste it on someone that's not going to be in your party. I did that, so I wasted a good TM on someone that ended up not being in my party for a long time, and I kind of wish I didn't use that TM, so there you go. HMs, on the other hand, that's completely different. You can use them as many times as you want. The only problem is, you can't unlearn them. Once you learn an HM, it's there forever. You can't forget it, you can't move it, you can't do anything with it. So if you taught your Charizard Rock Smash, you're fucked. You fucked up. You fucked up bad right there, because Rock Smash sucks ass, and yeah. So, but you have some good HMs, of course. You have Fly. That's a good one. And you use these HMs. You can use these HMs out of battle. So Fly. You can use Fly to fly around to other places that you've been to before. Very, very useful. I wish you got it a little bit earlier in the game, but you get it. Not awfully far into the game, and it's very useful. It'll fly you to the nearest Pokemon Center, and away you go. And then Surf. Surf is also awesome. I love Surf, one of my favorite moves in the game. The best HM in my opinion. It's one of the most powerful, if not, it's not the most powerful water move, but in terms of power to accuracy ratio, it's pretty fucking amazing. It's like 90 power, 100% accuracy. Can't go wrong with that. Way better than Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump, yeah, it's got the 120 power or whatever, but it's got 75% accuracy. It sucks. Always misses. So anyway, Pokemon, that is generally, that's the basis of every Pokemon game, man. You raise your own team of 6 Pokemon. That's another thing. Like, that's understandable, 6 Pokemon. You don't want to have, like, run up to a random trainer, they got, like, 16 fucking Pokemon. You don't want to deal with that. So I could see 6 being a reasonable number. That's kind of like that's the rules, right? Your team can only be made of 6 Pokemon. So that's fine, that's standard. But I don't think in the rule book it says that your Pokemon can only use 4 of the fucking 20 moves that they know. So I don't know about that one. So like I said, you're going from town to town. Each town is a little bit different. They got some things going on. Like Lavender Town, for example. Very creepy fucking place. Wasn't that the place, its music would make people go insane or something in Japan? I don't know. There's a lot of rampant rumors around these games. Lots of fun facts and a lot of shit you can look up in these games. I would highly recommend looking up Did You Know Gaming on YouTube. If you're not familiar with them, they just pick a game and they just start listing off the crazy random facts about that game, and that I won't do any better than what those guys can do. So watch Did You Know Gaming. They're fantastic at that kind of stuff. Learn lots of random shit from them about games. The one of the most well-known ones in Pokemon in this game is Mew, the existence of Mew in the game. A lot of people were rampant about Mew's existence. He's real. You can catch Mew in this game. No, you can't. You can't catch Mew. Still can't catch Mew, even in the newest versions. They've added in different Pokemon that you can catch now, but they still haven't added in Mew. So Mew is not real. Mew's not a real Pokemon in Fire Red, Leaf Green. I don't even know if you can you catch Mew in any of the games? I don't know. I don't think I've ever caught Mew before. So that's something I'm asking personally. Can you catch Mew in Pokemon? Is that a situation? You could take pictures of it in Pokemon Snap. I know that, but you can't catch it. Anyway, that's pretty cool. We'll talk about all that shit. We'll talk about the end game stuff in this game as well. All right, so you're going town to town. Lavender Town's creepy as fuck. One of the new things they added in, it's new to this game. It's not really new to the franchise at this point, but they do have double battles. That is a new addition that they added to this game. So you can just have, 2 Pokemon versus 2 Pokemon. Not a big deal. They go up to 4 now in the newer Pokemons? 3 or 4 you can have. Regardless, that's pretty cool. And I have to talk about the rival. The rival in this game is the best rival. Gold, Red, they got the best rivals. The rivals now in Pokemon suck ass. They're like friendly. They're picking, the rival in this game, always going to pick the Pokemon that your Pokemon's weak to. So if you pick Charmander, he's picking Squirtle. You pick Squirtle, he's picking Bulbasaur. You pick Bulbasaur, he's picking Charmander. So he's always going to have your weakness covered. which is not how they do it in the new Pokemons. Your new Pokemon rival's like, geez, I don't care about winning. I just want you to be happy. So I'll pick the one that your Pokemon's strong against, and you can just kick my ass. And it's like, what? I don't want that. I want my rival to be a jerk, and I called mine Loser. So my rival, it's, hey, Loser wants to fight you. And it's like, all right, cool. So I called mine Loser, and the rival's awesome. I think you call him Gary, or you can call him Blue, you can call him Red, you can call him whatever the hell you want to call him. I just called mine Loser, but he's an awesome rival. He shows up at inopportune times to battle you when you're like, I don't know, in the middle of a route and your Pokemon are all hurt, and he's like, oh, yo, let's fucking have a battle right now, fuck you. And it's like, no, don't do it now. The worst one was him before you go fight the Elite Four, he pops out. And he's just like, yo, fuckface, fight me. And you're like, no, I'm busy. And he beat me a couple of times, actually. Let me see here. I wrote it down. He's got a team, too. So his team changes throughout the game. It gets stronger. And he builds his team kind of like how you would build your team. You build your team I don't know. Everyone's a little bit different. Me, personally, I've always built a variety team where I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything to cover all my bases. I never do a full water team or a full fire team because you run into one guy that's got water Pokemon or something, your whole team's fucked. So you don't want to put yourself in a corner and just kind of limit yourself to one type. You want to have as many typing variants as you can with a bunch of varying move sets and stuff like that. And that's how Gary will build his team. He builds his team like, yo, I got Eradicate. It fucking never misses Hyper Fang, and so annoying, but he also has his Bulbasaur, and he trains his Pokemon too. He trains them up. He was pretty much always higher level than me every time I fought him, except for your first fight when you're on level playing ground. After that, he is out there doing his thing. He's always ahead of you. He's always one step ahead of you. For frick's sakes, I hate him. But that's what makes him a great rival. You actually hate this guy. And the newer ones, they're so forgettable, they're so lame, they're so just bleh, I want to be your friend. It's like, no, battle me, bitch. I want you to try and ruin my life. Fuck, make my shit challenging. Oh, man. So the rival in this game is awesome. I love him. Gary, Red, fucking Loser, whatever you want to call him. But, he beat my ass real bad before the Elite Four. He was just way stronger than me. I think he was probably 10 levels ahead of me. And, I just wasn't able to take him down right away. You do have to fight him there, so I had to go back and eventually beat him. But I think it was I was down to his Gyarados, man. His Gyarados is a piece of shit. Gyarados is a hell of a Pokemon to deal with. I stopped using Gyarados because Gyarados' stats are really fucked up, where its attack stat is really high, and its special attack stat's really low, but it really only has special attacks, so I don't know. The best water attacks are special attacks, so Gyarados is a really strange Pokemon. It's, it's really effective if you have, Dragon Rage. You do a Rage or a Dragon Rush or whatever the fuck it's called. Gyarados is an amazing Pokemon. Another thing that I made a rule for myself in this game is to not reuse the same Pokemon. So, no Gyarados, no Snorlax, no Dragonairs, no Dragonites, no Gengar, no Haunter, no Kadabras, none of that. So I wanted to go completely different, use Pokemon that I don't use, and I think now is an opportune time to talk about my party a little bit. So obviously I chose my Squirtle. Squirtle was the man. Squirtle got me through a lot of the early game. Squirtle was the best. I did pick up a Pidgey because you kind of have to. It's one of the only Pokemon available to you at the beginning of the game. And that's another gripe that I have with the game. One of my only gripes with this game is the fact that there's not enough new Pokemon to catch on the routes. They're not putting in new Pokemon. They just keep putting in the same Pidgey, Spearow, fucking Rattata, fucking same Pokemon over and over again. I'm I'm on my 7th route. I'm still finding Pidgeys. Why am I finding Pidgeys here? I don't want a fucking level 25 Pidgey. I don't fucking want Pidgey. Leave the Pidgeys alone. So not enough new Pokemon, not enough varied, and I'm not saying there's not enough Pokemon in the game, I'm just saying they're not utilizing them enough. They put too many of the new Pokemon in the Savari Zone, and not enough Pokemon spread out through the rest of the game. I'm so sick of seeing Drowsy and fucking, if I say Pidgey one more time, I'm gonna snap. So, yes, I had a Pidgey on my team for a little bit. Didn't keep him around. Once I found a Spearow, I went with the Spearow instead. And I'll shout out my nicknames as well. So Squirtle was called Riblet. Riblet is the name of my cat, my very first, the first cat that my wife and I owned together. So Riblet is the first name that I call every Pokemon. So Riblet, there you go. I don't really want to explain the origin story of my cat's name being Riblet. It has something to do with the McRib sandwich from McDonald's, and that's all. That's as far as I'm going with it. I picked up a Clefairy really early and actually really enjoyed Clefable. Clefable called her Big Mama because she's big, and it was actually kind of like my Snorlax of this run, where she was kind of my wall. She had big HP, good defense. Not a bad Pokemon. I ended up dropping her in the late game because she ended up being useless in terms of offense. She had nothing. I had to teach her Secret Power. That's really all she had, and it wasn't strong enough. Then we got myself a Caterpie, turned that bitch into a Butterfree, and called it Pee-Pee. I don't know why I called it Pee-Pee. I just remember from the anime, it would always say free, so I just said Pee-Pee instead. So there you go. Butterfree was a damn good Pokemon for me, even though it's weak to a lot of stuff like electricity, fire. I think it's also weak to flying attacks as well. So it has a lot of weaknesses, but it was a good Pokemon. It can obviously do like the sleep powders, the poison powders. So when I want to catch a harder Pokemon, I can use that and use that strategy for some of the harder Pokemon to take down in the boss in the gym leader battles. I got myself a Mankey, turned that into a Primeape, and I actually rocked that Primeape through the whole entire game. Called him Giga Chad. He was my powerhouse, my one powerhouse that I had. Very low defenses, but very high attack power, and it's good to have a fighting Pokemon out there, because there's a lot of Pokemon that are weak to fighting. Especially your normal Pokemon. That's like, I always have trouble with normal typing Pokemon, like a Snorlax or something, because I rarely keep a fighting Pokemon with me, but now I started to for those reasons, and very useful. It was very useful taking out the Psychic Pokemon, I believe, Grass type, Poison type, it was really strong against. So yeah, I used this Primeape quite a lot. Got me through some hectic times, but its defense is shit, so be wary of that. Then I got my Fearow, called it Pex. Spearow turned into Pharaoh. It was an okay Pokemon, nothing really to write home about. Got myself a Ninetales, I got a Vulpix, put that Firestone on that bitch, immediately turned that into a Ninetales, aka Tails. Had to call it Tails, come on now. And that was my fire Pokemon for pretty much the majority of my game. Didn't really run a fire type Pokemon in my party for a lot of it. I just didn't. I don't know. There's not a lot of great fire Pokemon in this in Fire Red or Leaf Green that I haven't already used. Like, I've used Growlithe numerous times, Arcanine, Rapidash I've used before, I used Magmar, and I was pretty much down to Vulpix, which actually fit into my team quite nicely because it's got good special defense and good defense, so that fit into my squad pretty well. So Tails was a good addition. Then I got myself a Nidoqueen from the Nidoran, whatever the hell that thing's called. It was pretty good. Nidoqueen, pretty good. Again, fell into that good special defense, good defense category. Not the strongest attack, not as good as Nidoking, but a good Pokemon. Good Pokemon, had her around for quite a bit, called her Lola for some reason. Then I got myself an Executor, aka La Nana. I don't know why I called it that. It's not a pineapple, but it's more of a coconut tree, I think. But I don't know why I called it the French version of pineapple. But La Nana was awesome. Man, never used an Executor before. Thing was awesome. Had insane special attack stat. Holy crap. That thing, and I didn't even have like a good psychic move. I was just using Confusion. I didn't have like Psybeam, didn't have Psychic, nothing good, and it was still doing it was a damn good Pokemon. Kept that Pokemon throughout the whole playthrough, once I caught it anyway. Then I had to start using the stronger Pokemon, like the legendaries. We'll talk about the legendaries in a minute. But, I had to start adding legendaries to my team because I was just so underleveled once I got to the Elite Four. It's probably about close to, and I don't know, I thought I did I went everywhere. I battled all the trainers, and they even give you the versus, I forget what it's called, but you can go back down any route and find trainers that you've already fought, and I think it's called the VS tracker, and you can hit that tracker, and you can re-battle people over and over again. As long as they want to fight, you can just keep battling them, and their Pokemon will level up, they'll they'll scale with you, so it's really good, and you can keep battling with people. I was doing that, and I was still underleveled. The only Pokemon that wasn't underleveled was my Squirtle, because I kept that Pokemon throughout my entire playthrough. Squirtle never left the party one time, so all of my other Pokemon, I was switching, I was swapping, trying to find the right balance, and eventually that kind of bit me in the ass towards the end game, because I didn't have a strong enough team, so I had to start relying on some of the legendaries. So let's talk about some of the legendaries that you can catch in this game. Some of them were a surprise to me. I didn't even know you can catch some of these guys. So let's just start with the legendaries right now. So Zapdos at the power plant wasn't that bad. Took me 2 attempts. So, everyone knows when you get up to a legendary, you got to save your game before you start fighting it, because you only get one chance. You only get one chance, so you have to save before your game or you fucked up, like I did against Ho-Ho. Yes, Ho-Ho is in the game. We'll talk about it. But Zapdos took about 20 Ultra Balls. Not that bad. 2 attempts. Got myself a Zapdos. And Zapdos, honestly, not that good. Doesn't know any electric attacks. That's another gripe that I had in this game. Why doesn't any of the electric Pokemon know electric attacks? Where's my Thunder Shock at, y'all? Where is Thunderbolt? No one knows these attacks. Every freaking electric Pokemon I tried, it wasn't going to learn anything. I looked. I caught a Pikachu, turned it into a Raichu. It was level 25. I'm like, yo, what level does it learn all this shit? It's like, oh, it already would have learned it. Doesn't know it now. What the fuck? So I had no electric type in this game. Didn't pick one. I couldn't take Magneton because I take Magneton all the time. That dude is awesome. Voltorb kind of sucks. Didn't have any electric type attacks. The only electric type attack I can get is Thunder, and Thunder sucks. It has a 75% hit ratio, which for me always misses. So I don't like Thunder. I want Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is a 90 with a 100% hit ratio, so that's the move, and it's very, very hard to get. You can only get it at the game corner, and you got to buy it for 4,000 coins. And I'm not a gambler, so I wasn't going to be doing that. So I just didn't rock any electric types whatsoever in this game, and that's disappointing because electric type is awesome. There's a lot of good Pokemon there, and, well, not really. Not a lot of excellent electric types in the original 151. I don't think Electabuzz is in Leaf Green. I think I get Magmar. Regardless, Zapdos, pretty easy to get. Not as easy as Articuno. Articuno at Seafoam Island was so easy to catch. Literally only took me 2 Ultra Balls and I caught that bitch. But doing the boulder puzzle before that took me much longer than catching Articuno. So Articuno, no problem. Then I took down Moltres up on Mount Ember. Nice and easy to get to. No problems there. And took about 12 balls. Not bad. Then I went and got Ho-Ho. Apparently you can catch Lugia, Ho-Ho, and Deoxys in this game. I did not know you can do that. You can also catch the 3 legendary dogs in this game as well. Good luck doing that, because they're a fucking pain in the ass to catch. I didn't even come across one in my playthrough of this game, but I remember trying to catch them in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They're awful, they run away, and it's just... You can't do it. Can't do it without fucking a bunch of Master Balls, which you only get 1 Master Ball, and I used it on Ho-Ho because I forgot to save, and Ho-Ho is a cocksucker to catch. Absolute cocksucker. It's got Recover, so it's got 20 Recovers it can use, which, recovers its health, so you're wearing it down. It's already level 70, which was like 15 levels higher than anything I had. And so it's hard to take its health down. It can recover its health really easily. So I decided I fucked up. I didn't save. Didn't want to go through a whole bunch of bullshit again. So I just used the Master Ball on Ho-Ho. Just said, fuck it. I got to use this ball on someone. So I did it on Ho-Ho. And there we go. Caught Ho-Ho. And I added Ho-Ho to my team. He was pretty all right. Knows Fire Blast. Sunny Day. Shit like that. I don't know. Also, they all know Swift and Recover for some reason. I don't know why they added Swift and Recover, but I know why they added Recover, to make it a pain in the ass to catch them. Let's talk Lugia. I did not catch Lugia. I only tried a couple of times, but I wasn't able to catch Lugia before I did this episode. And Lugia is the same thing, a real pain in the ass, because it has 20 Recovers that it can use. I grinded out all of its PP to the point that it could only struggle, and then it struggled itself to death, and I couldn't catch it. I had its health whittled all the way down. I had it paralyzed. I did everything that I needed to do. And literally, I thought I caught it on the first throw. It did 3 wiggles. The ball wiggled 3 freaking times. and Lugia popped out. I thought I had it on the first try, and I was like, holy shit, that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to tell that story. But no. So anyway, couldn't catch Lugia. I caught Mewtwo. Mewtwo, where do you catch that? In the cave in like Carillion City or something like that. You need to have Surf. You go in there. Mewtwo's the same thing, has Recover, and it also drains your PP for some reason. I don't know why it does. I don't know if that's like a special attribute that Mewtwo has, but say for example you have Fire Blast. It has 5 PP. Use Fire Blast once. It costs 2 PP to use it against Mewtwo because it's Mewtwo. I don't know why. That also made the fight a real pain in the ass. But I wore it down enough that it was red. It only cost me 5 Ultra Balls to catch Mewtwo, and then boom, got myself a Mewtwo, so that was easy. And by far, the easiest one to catch was Deoxys, whatever that thing's name is. The triangle puzzle was fucking weird. I did not understand. I had to look that one up because I didn't understand what it wanted me to do. Because you got this triangle sitting there on this island. You press it, and it like moves around, but you gotta press it in the right spot or walk in the right area. I don't know what it wanted me to do, but I was doing it wrong, so I just looked it up. Caught Deoxys in no time because it was only a level 30. Everyone else, like the birds, are level 50. Ho-Ho and Lugia and Mewtwo are level 70, and then Deoxys is level 30. I was like, what? I was like, why are you level? Was I supposed to catch it way earlier? And it's like, no, you don't get a chance to catch this thing until after the post game. So I was like, all right, what am I going to do with a level 30 at this point when everyone that I have is like level 60? Like, what's the point of this? So that was weird. Didn't like that. So let's go back now, even though I just kind of covered the post-game stuff. So that's pretty much all the stuff. You can catch the birds pre-post-game, but Lugia, Ho-Ho are definitely post-game for sure. Mewtwo, I believe you can catch as well. I'm not 100% on that one, but anyway. I'm going to go through all the gym battles, the Elite Four, and this main quest thing, and we're going to talk about the game. We talked about my rival. I got the Brock. He was a pushover with Squirtle, so that was nothing. Misty actually beat my ass. She beat me clean. Her confusion strategy was very effective, and I was underleveled, so she got me confused. I killed myself, and Bob's your uncle. We got Lieutenant Surge, had my squad covered. I realized a little bit late that I was like, oh shit, like 4 of my 5 Pokemon that I have right now are super electric weakness. So I was like, oh shit, Lieutenant Surge could fuck me up. But thankfully I squeaked it out because I went to the Diglett tunnel and I caught a Diglett, brought the Diglett in, and Diglett just fucked him up. So that was dope. I skipped ahead to Koga. I missed one of the fights, but I went to Koga instead, who was a bit of a grind because he was not the next trainer I was supposed to fight, but I did. Toxic was pretty devastating, and he hides behind a nasty defensive team with Weezing and Muck. So those are 2 of my... I really like those 2 Pokemon. Muck especially, I really like Muck. Weezing's a pretty good Pokemon as well. And yeah, they were a pain in the ass to take down. You got to get through that Toxic, nasty stuff. Oh, then I had to stop into the legendary Safari Zone. Safari Zone is like the best. It's so awesome. I had to go in there, try and catch me a Chansey. I don't think I caught a Chansey, but you get this huge area to catch Pokemon, but you can't use your Pokemon to battle. You have to go in using balls, bait, or rocks. So you throw the rock at the Pokemon, it'll make it a little angry. Throw bait, it'll make it busy eating, and you throw balls at it while it's busy being angry at you or busy eating. And then you can catch stuff. So it's pretty cool. That's where all the rarest Pokemon are. You got like Pincers in there. I think Scyther is there. The Nidorino's, the Nidokings and Queens and shit like that. Chansey, of course. What else can you catch in there? A lot of bug Pokemon, of course. Yeah, but so friggin' awesome. Catch as many Pokemon as you can, a set amount of steps. So you have to... There's something in there. I forget what you have to get. But you have to go really far into the Safari Zone, get to this house, and someone in there gives you something important. I don't know if they give you Surf in there, or they give you something very important. Regardless, I moved on to the Silphco building before Serena. Absolutely pain in the ass. I hate mazes. I hate mazes so much, and they give me another maze with lots of confusing teleporters and a very easy to miss key, which I missed, of course. So I had to look it up and figure out, okay, what the hell did I miss? I missed this key, got the key. And then, of course, with Sabrina, her biggest threat is that Alakazam. That Alakazam has the potential to wipe out your whole entire team. He's really easy to take out if you can hit him. He's very, very fast, and he has insane special attack power. So he hits you with a psychic. You're probably getting one-shotted, but thankfully my team was special attack defensively responsible, so we're able to tank a few of those hits, able to take out that fucking Alakazam, and fuck you, Sabrina, you bitch. And then I finally decided to fight Erica, who was like 2 gyms ago I was supposed to fight her. She likes grass type, so I absolutely swept her with my level 28 Pex. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, beat the shit out of her, no problem. Blaine also had no chance because he's the fire guy. My Blastoise just destroyed him, so he was easy peasy. Then you got Giovanni. Giovanni is the leader of Team Rocket. He eventually returns to his gym after you take out Team Rocket. And Team Rocket, I mean, come on. Team Rocket, that's the best bad group you're taking down. Like, you got all these other fucking groups that want to be Team Rocket, but they're not Team Rocket. They're Team Magma, Team Aqua, whatever the fuck they're called. Boo. No, Team Rocket, that's where it's at. And Giovanni, he's got a pretty fine team, I must say, right there. He's got a Nidoking, a Nidoqueen, he's got a Rhyhorn and a Dugtrio, like, pretty good team, except for the Rhyhorn. The Rhyhorn sucks, but other than that, pretty decent, and that's your 8 gym leaders taken down, no problem. Once you take down the 8 gym leaders, you can go take on the Elite Four. And the Elite Four is hard, man, especially for me, because I was so under-leveled. I was about, I don't know, anywhere between 8 to 10 levels under what these guys were bringing out. And they have nasty teams, man. Like, especially Lorelei. She might have the hardest team of the 4, and she's the first person you face. She's got she just whooped my ass with her ice team. She's got Jinx, Lapras. She's got a Dewgong. She's got, what else does she have? She's got a nasty-ass team, man. Eventually, when you come back to fight the Elite Four again, she's got Pillow Swine, like, she's got a nasty team to deal with, and Ice is one of the strongest, if not the strongest typing in this Pokemon game, because there's, like, is there a weakness to it? I think fighting is their weakness, but man, if you have Ice, you're looking real nice, because you can fuck up Lance and his dragons, you can fuck up a lot of people with Ice. Did I mention Dewgong on my team? Did I mention Dewey? Where's Dewey? I didn't mention Dewey. Okay, I had a Dewgong on my team as well, aka Dewey. He was awesome. That was my ice for Lance, of course. Okay, so we get to... So, like I said, she was probably the hardest one to take down. Fucking Lorelei, man, she is tough. Bruno was super easy. This dude's got 2 Onyxes. 2 Onyxes? Are you crazy? That's like the worst Pokemon in the game, and he's got 2 of them, so... there's nothing elite about having 2 Onyxes. Now... Admittedly, he does turn those into 2 Steelix once you come back for the rematch, but yeah, Bruno is a laugh. He's really easy to get through. Agatha, not so much. She is tough. She's got 2 Gengars. That is nasty. That's never a nice combo to deal with. Gengar is a nasty Pokemon. I think she's also got an Alakazam or a Kadabra or something like that, but not fun. Then you got Lance and his dragons and his... I had to bring in Articuno. I brought in Articuno and Dewey, my Dewgong, so I can have 2 Ice Beam attacks to take out his fucking Dragonairs and Dragonites and stuff like that. He's not horrible as long as you have an Ice attack. Does he have a Lapras as well? Lapras is a pain in the ass. Lapras' defense is so insane. It's just... And it's strong, too. It's a strong Pokemon. Then, of course, you get through the Final 4, or the Elite 4. You gots to fight loser or your rival one more time. And bro, this dude was really hard. And the big challenge about the Elite Four is you got to go through it without healing. You can bring in as much as you want. You can bring in all the revives and the max potions. Bring as much as you want. Bring as much as you need. But you can't just like go, leave and come back. You can't just go to a Poke Center, heal up, come back and fight them again. Like, no. You got to fight them back to back to back to back to back. 5 trainers in a row you got to fight to become the champion. It is not easy. Very hard. And they're very strong Pokemon. They're very well-made teams. They're not easy to take down. And your rival has a pretty damn good team. And I forgot to mention, they will use full heals and max potions. They will use that. So if you're fighting... one of their Pokemon goes down into the red, you fucked up. You fucked up, dog. Don't ever do that. If they get into the red, they're going to use a full heal. Boom. Fully healed Pokemon. You got to do it all over again. When I fought my rival, he fucking full healed his Pokemon. Like, I think it was 3 times he does it. 3 or 4 times he uses full heals. And he kept healing his Gyarados. His Gyarados is such a piece of shit to take down. Oh, And he took me down with one Pokemon left. I lost the whole entire Elite Four on the final Pokemon. It was my final Pokemon versus his final Pokemon. He got a critical. I didn't. He wins. I lose. And I had to do the whole thing over again. Ask me how happy I was to do that. I was a little bit upset, but regardless, it was awesome. I took down the Elite Four, took down Loser, and I have become the Pokemon champion. And all that's left is to just simply collect all the Pokemon. That's all there is to do. And they add in, I think, 60 more Pokemon in the post-game. So what you do in the post-game, you get access to these 7 islands. Sevi Islands, they're called. So there's 7 different islands you can go to. Bunch of shit you can do on them. There's like the Poke Tower. You can go battle a bunch of trainers, but it's pointless because you don't even get XP for it, so I didn't bother with that. I was like, why am I not getting XP for this? This is bullshit. Why would I go through this if I'm not going to get anything out of it? So didn't do that. What else do you do in the Sevi Islands? You have to find the crystals, the 2 crystals, I think the ruby and the sapphire. You find those, you can start getting the next generation Pokemon, so the next 151 or next 150, whatever, the Tyrannitars and Typhlosion, Feraligatr. You can start, you're not catching those Pokemon in particular, but you're catching from that generation of Pokemon as well. I think they added in 60, I don't remember. I think it was something like that. They added in 60 more you can catch. So there's like over 200 Pokemon you can catch in this game, and I have never, to this date, caught them all. Never catch them all. I can't do it. It's too hard, man. They want you to trade Pokemon. Like, yeah, I could trade with the homie Billy, but, like, come on, man. Like, such a pain in the ass. Like, that's one thing I really never liked about the Pokemon is, oh, you have to trade this Kadabra to get an Alakazam. Oh, you got to trade Haunter to get a Gengar. It's like, why? Why do I got to trade my Machoke to get him a champ? Let me train them. Why? What does trading have to do? That's terrible. You're making me trade away something and then it becomes good? Like, that's dumb. And I've been screwed over before where I traded away my Haunter and the motherfuckers just stole it. Just took it. So I was like, well, fuck this. I'm not doing that again. So, yeah, I don't collect them all. That's not really what I play Pokemon for. I just play it for the sake of playing it. They're all the same. Like, all the handheld ones are pretty much the same anyway. Just a different theme, different Pokemon, of course, but they all kind of play the same. But again, I don't know what makes this one so much better than the other ones. I think it's just the way that it's laid out, the way that the pacing is in this game is excellent. I don't know. Is it simply just the familiarity of the Pokemon that I know all 151 of these? I know like the first 2 generations of Pokemon. That's it. After that, I don't really care about them. I know there's definitely cool Pokemon, but they just don't hit the same as the first 2 generations for me. Those are the ones I'm familiar with. But let me know. What's your favorite Pokemon game? Me personally, it's still Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But Leaf Green, Fire Red is second place for sure. I absolutely love this game. It was so much fun to go through again. There's so much content too. Like, I'm surprised at how much they're able to fit in a Game Boy Advance game. Like, there's lots to do here. I spent around 40 hours in the game. There's still tons of Pokemon to catch. There's still Lugia to catch. There's still the dogs to catch. There's still stuff for me to do. I think I'm done though. Like, I'm gonna try and re-fight the Elite Four because it's really, really hard. They get very powerful. Like, you're talking Pokemon up to level like high 60s, level 70s, and yeah, I'm like level 55, 56. In and around there. So I was thinking about taking an all legendary team in there to just whoop ass, but I can't catch Lugia, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just be done with Pokemon for now, but it was so freaking fun. Overall, like I said, the only thing I have like cons to say about the game is like the lack of variety in Pokemon to catch from route to route. Like, there's just way too many Pidgeys and Rattatas, and don't want to see that shit. But what else do I have? And it also doesn't tell you the difference between a physical attack and a special attack. Very important because your Pokemon has stats, right? Special attack and attack. There's a difference. So attack is a physical attack. Special attack is a non-physical attack. So like a Ice Beam, Flamethrower, physical attack like Tackle, Quick Attack. They don't tell you the difference. You have to kind of know that. You just have to know. So that's kind of a big miss right there, that they just don't tell you that information. At least I couldn't find it. Other than that, it's still an addicting gameplay loop. I love catching Pokemon, raising them, battling them, and well, I don't trade them, but you can do that. Lots of content in this game. The music is awesome. And I think the graphics are still, it's sprites, right? So I think sprites really hold up. I think it still looks good. It's colorful. The sprites on the Pokemon are pretty good. Like, they can be a little bit blurry at times. They're not the most, and they don't have like any animations or anything. Like, they have little basic animations, like they might move a little bit. The little flamethrower fire will come out. Like, they do little attack animations. They're not full or anything by any means. They're not like fully animated. It's not a full 3D or anything like that. It's very basic stuff, but I love it. I absolutely love this game. I would still hit it with like a good 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great game. Still a great Pokemon game, if not one of the best ones still on the market, I think. I still think it's worth. If you haven't played it, absolutely get it. Oh my god, what are you doing? Play Pokemon Leaf Green, Fire Red, doesn't matter. They're both the fucking same, except just check what Pokemon they do and don't have, because they might not have your favorite Pokemon. So, like I said, I got Leaf Green just because I haven't played that one yet. I played Fire Red already. And it was a great time. Had a great time. 8.5 out of 10 for Pokemon Leaf Green, Fire Red on the Switch. And let me know, did you get Fire Red? What's your favorite Pokemon? What's your favorite Pokemon game? And what else do I want to ask? What else? I think I'm good. I think I'm good right there. Let's leave it at that. Nice hour and a bit episode right there for you. So there we go. In terms of what else we got going on with the podcast, I got some episodes, that I want to do. Dark Souls 2, Gears of War 2 and 3, the best sequels of all time. I have my favorite characters of all time. I got, what else am I working on? That's pretty much it right now. So I got like 4 or 5 episodes that I'm working on. Again, suggestions are always welcome. If you want me to talk about a topic, top Wii games, your favorite, whatever, least favorite. I'm not very good at least favorite stuff because I don't really get games that I don't like. I have games that I don't like, but I tend to do my research first, so I don't really, I've tried to make a list of worst games that I played, but I struggle to make like a big list because there's just not a lot of bad games that I played. I play a lot of good games. There's a lot of great games out there, and I try not to waste my time with the bad ones and just use my time with the good ones. But yeah, so those are the future episodes we got coming out. Don't really know what order they're going to be in. I don't know, still feel like I got a lot of Dark Souls to go before I get into that game. Because I want to do all the bosses and everything. So, there's a lot to do. Yeah, so there we go, everybody. Let me know some suggestions. You're awesome for listening to this podcast. You want to be even more awesome than you already are. Make sure you're reviewing the podcast. Share it around with a few friends, maybe an enemy or two. Why not? Just share the love. If you know anyone that likes video games, share this podcast with them, please and thank you. That would be awesome. And I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos. The link is in the description, so go check it out. Please subscribe, follow along with the channel. And there we go. So that's another episode down. Thank you again so much for listening. We'll be back again with some more GX Plus games.